Sometimes I'm thinking about what is it that I can offer. And often I'm thinking about the place I live and how I can turn that into a space that hosts people. But I can also have effect on my own communities. And so even if you don't own your own space, you could show some leadership and guide people into creative gatherings and things. In this case, I was thinking about music. And there's this park in town that never has anyone in it. And there's a soccer field next to it, and there's another space on the other side of that. And I could just say, hey, why don't some of you folks bring some chairs? Because there's a bunch of musicians in town, and they're young, and some of them have their little music studios and stuff, but I'm very interested in non electronic acoustic music. I think it's more authentic and good, and I'm getting used to living with very little electricity. I have little light bulbs like this and stuff. Uh, so I was thinking, all I have to do to be a musical leader, and I don't know shit about music, like it's not like I'm the best choice. Look at my cool ghost hand. Ooh, cool ghost shadow hand. Ooh, I don't want to get my real hand in there. Ooh, ooh. Anyway, so people could actually set up. They could bring their own chairs and a table for their drinks or whatever. And other people could bring their own chair, or they could just stand and watch. And then this is a big area, okay? There's lots of space. And then people could play musical instruments far enough away so that one station doesn't interfere with the music at another one. I mean, there's a whole soccer field in the middle of all this stuff, so space is not a problem. And you could schedule it for probably a Sunday afternoon at exactly the right time where the sun isn't too hot anymore, but before it's too dark. So it would be an hour, 2 hour window. I don't know how long musicians like to play, but an hour, hour and a half seems like a lot. And they could just play. And they could allow recording and publishing of their stuff. They could only play music that doesn't have copyright or that somehow they can do covers on. And I don't know how the laws work on that, but, you could try not to violate the law in a way that anybody cares about. But, like, what would happen if you played a Beatles song? Would you get sued and you publish it on YouTube, or other people publish on YouTube? I don't know. I kind of doubt it. And they can't sue everybody, and no one's going to pay anyway. So, who knows? I don't know. I don't want to cause any legal problems or trouble for anybody. But all I have to do in order to be a leader on that is define and schedule the event. That's it. And I could do it only on times where it doesn't conflict with any other events, so I don't, damage anyone else's stuff. But it's not far from the center of town, and people could just walk over there. And if anybody shows up, great. If nobody shows up, that's fine too. People still get to practice. I'll go down there with my video camera, and I'll record anybody that, preferably is playing music that's open source, or really old songs. Like, I have old songs that I've heard that I like, and I would even make a recommended list of songs to sing. And because I have preferred songs, and I have styles of music that I kind of dislike and that I like. So I could, manipulate it a little bit. That's my right as an organizer, I suppose. And I'm not in control of shit. All I'm doing is saying, let's go to one place at one time and make some music, and the whole community can enjoy it. There's no money involved. I don't even think I have to ask the government because it's a public space. And nobody's selling anything or doing anything. People could put a hat out or a guitar case out and say, hey, if there was money dumped in it, that'd be cool. And I could check with the government in case anyone cares, but it's not like it would be a destination for anything. And the musicians, who are often quite young and they have time and they want to promote their own stuff, they might have even CDs for sale. I don't know if anyone sells CDs anymore. but they could have a little sign up with their URL or whatever it is people do. I don't really know anything about this. I don't care. The point is I could offer cultural enrichment to my community. And that's not about me in this case. Hopefully you're thinking, well, what can I do? Because you could do the same thing. There's public parks near you. There's cases where you could just say, hey, let's all show up at this place and do this thing at this time. You know, if you look at the 60s, there was happenings. You can look up 60s happenings, and those are a weird bunch of crap that happened. You have, what are they called? You know this, I don't know it. Crowd something. Like kind of surprises where a whole crowd of people show up and do something weird. I think there was like a Santa walk or something in some place. There's been zombie walks. There's naked bike rides. And all it takes is a person to say, hey, let's all go to this place and do this weird thing at the same time. You could be that leader. And you would meet cool people. You would be a positive force in your own culture for something that at least wasn't bad and maybe good. And doesn't even have to be against something. Like, I'm not totally against protest, but if you're blocking the road for people who didn't voluntarily join your protest, you are fighting the wrong people. You are fighting the public. The public are also victims of whatever you're probably fighting unless you're super evil. And so go attack the government directly if you want to attack what they're doing. Do that very carefully because they'll fucking kill you. So it would be a lot simpler if you start smaller and just lead people into creative activities that make their lives richer. People could set up things that were kid-focused or art-focused or whatever. So good luck. That was just the idea I had. I'm sharing with you. And I might actually do it. All I have to do is use social media to schedule it. And then I would go talk to some people I know who are into music and stuff and say, hey, you could go do this thing. And maybe I'll sweeten the pot a little bit and try and seduce them into the idea somewhat. Maybe I'll invite them to a special, camp out at my place or maybe a day where they have a picnic. That'd be fun. A picnic of every musician in the county I live in. That sounds great, actually. Bring your instrument. Don't bring your instrument. Don't care. I have chairs. And later on, maybe if I like some of these people, we could even make some music videos. There's so many creative options just laying around us that cost nothing. You can take advantage of those. You can engage. You are a leader if you want to be. And there are benefits to being a leader. Of course, no matter what you create, someone's going to tell you you're terrible. But screw them. They should go lead their own shit. They're just trying to destroy you. They're negative people. Ignore them. Just cut them out of society. And lead on. Be strong. Be creative. Yarr, yarr. We are good pirates. We will take control of the culture.